Legislators engage in a bitter quarrel during debate on dual citizenship motion. Parliament compares Bank of Jamaica governor's emoluments with his predecessors and tributes to a late former parliamentarian. Tempers flared during a heated debate on a motion addressing dual nationality in the Jamaican Parliament on January 18. Legislators on both sides of the political divide were on the offensive as they squared off in verbal clashes on the floor of the House. The sharp exchanges during Tuesday's sitting led one government MP to make a case against his embattled opposition counterpart Sharon Hay Webster. MP for Western St. Mary Robert Montague called on House Speaker Delroy Chuck to rule that Hay Webster is a stranger in the House and therefore could not address the members. Chuck dismissed the suggestion despite Montague's insistence that Hay Webster had admitted that she was an American during the debate. However, Chuck maintained that the MP would continue to be allowed to address the House until and unless the court ruled that she was not qualified to sit in Parliament. Hay Webster joined the debate armed with a prepared speech and a certification of citizenship of Jamaica from the Ministry of Justice. This document was circulated to both government and opposition members. When Hay Webster started to challenge her detractors who claim she has dual nationality, government MP and attorney at law Ernest Smith stood on a point of order. According to Smith, the matter that was being discussed by the opposition MP was before the Supreme Court and could not be debated in Parliament. On January 13, Hay Webster was served with court papers in the dual citizenship case brought against her by Jamaica Labour Party candidate Devon McDaniel. The Speaker agreed with a point of order and ruled that Hay Webster could participate in the debate but should refrain from using personal references. Earlier in the debate, Prime Minister Bruce Golding suggested that the matter be referred to a committee of Parliament for extensive deliberation. To date, 4 government MPs failed the eligibility test to sit in Gordon House and had subsequently been ejected. The MPs were ousted for swearing allegiance to a foreign power, which made them ineligible under the Constitution to hold a seat in Parliament. They were later returned to Gordon House after satisfying the constitutional requirements to sit in the House and scoring victories in by-elections. The Public Accountability Inspectorate, the PAI audit of the Porous High School in Manchester, was tabled in Parliament on January 18, and the findings of the audit have since ignited a firestorm. Principal of the institution, Michael Stewart, is angry that the report is in the public domain and up to January 19 this year, he did not receive a copy. Stewart is of the view that his integrity is under attack as moves are being made to discredit him. In a Gleaner interview, Stewart vowed to clear his name in the wake of the PAI's audit, which among other things recommended that the principal and the staff of the institution's tuck shop be held accountable for a $1.8 million shortfall in the tuck shop account. The audit revealed that Porous High had breached the government's procurement guidelines and in some instances spent public funds extravagantly. Other concerns highlighted in the audit include inadequate inventory, weaknesses in the systems of internal control, and improper use of funds at the school. Finance Minister Audley Shaw told Parliament that he did not instruct the PAI to carry out the investigation. The PAI is an agency in the Ministry of Finance. Bank of Jamaica Governor Brian Winter is receiving $29.7 million in emoluments, little less than $8 million paid to his predecessor Derek Latibodier. However, as part of Winter's contract, he is entitled to an allowance of $500,000 for his children's education expenses. Opposition Member of Parliament Dr. Omar Davies had raised the questions about the salary of the current governor of the central bank and that of his predecessor. Shaw provided a schedule containing a breakdown of the elements of the current and previous contracts. Before we close, glowing tributes echoed across the halls of Gordon House on Tuesday as parliamentarians remembered the late former Member of Parliament Donald Buchanan. Members of his family and former constituents turned out in their numbers to hear a litany of tributes, hailing Buchanan as a firebrand democratic socialist, political strategist, and champion of the poor. The mood in the House swung from moments of somberness to peaks of laughter as MPs spent more than 4 hours reminiscing on the man described as one of the most colorful politicians. Gripped with emotions and at times fighting back the tears, opposition leader Portia Simpson Miller said Buchanan demonstrated complete loyalty to his party and country. Drawing on the compelling lyrics of noted singer and actor Frank Sinatra in his well-known song, I Did It My Way, Simpson Miller said that Danny Buck did it his way. The House observed a minute's silence for the late MP. This has been another edition of the Parliament Report. Thanks for logging on. Until next time, walk good.